Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today TV. When it comes to insecurity in Nigeria, one cannot help but look at the issue and the activities of herdsmen in some part of the country. If you permit me to say, almost every part of the country, especially the southern part. But right now, it looks like there's something in the radar and pipeline for them. It has sparked a lot of reactions. Nigerians are talking about it. Some persons are getting very, very vexed. Others are saying maybe there is another agenda to this all. Well, before we go into the news proper to find out exactly what is going on under behind the curtains, under the radar, I would like you to subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button beside it. You will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Well, there's a bill that has come on, and it's called the Nigerian Fulani Rehabilitation Bill 2022. I'm going to read out the content of this bill that has sparked a lot of reactions cut across board in Nigeria. One of them is that Nigeria will establish at least one new technical vocational training college in each local government area of the 19 states of the country that have indigenous Fulani populations. That two, every Fulani man who stands, or I take that again, every Fulani man who hands in his arms will be granted automatic admission into one of these technical colleges where the state government will feed, board, and train them up to city and guide level in one vocational skill. Three, that six mega cattle ranches will be opened up across Nigeria where Fulani herdsmen can breed cattle within a collective commune. Such communes or community will have veterinary clinics, abattoirs, schools, training centers, etc. etc. For that, the Bank of the North will provide microcredit loans to any Fulani person who wants to venture into the processing of dairy products like cheese, milk, butter, and so on and so forth. Five, that investors will be warned to open leather factories, meat processing plants, animal feed, compounding companies, and so on in all the 19 states of the northern Nigeria. The goal will be to have full employment by 2025. 6. That all the 19 states of the northern Nigeria will pledge at least 20% of their budget to education with a view to eliminating the skills and educational gap between the two halves of the country by 2030. Then 7, special boarding schools will be open for Fulani youths. At these youth skills centers, they will have the option of an academic career, vocational training, or pursuing sport. All 19 northern states will fund these centers, offering free boarding, lodging, and training to these youths. 8, each governor of the 19 states in northern Nigeria will set up a special agricultural directorate to promote the cultivation of crops in which Fulanis have traditionally been involved in. This will include NEM, groundnuts, cotton, millet, sorghum, and so on. The Bank of the North will provide zero interest loans to anyone who wants to venture into commercial farming of these crops. 9, that the Nigerian army will plant trees across the country's northern border to effectively demarcate the nation's territory. Fellow Fulanis, I tell that again, fellow Fulanis who arrive from neighboring West African countries will have to adhere to ECOWAS protocol that governs everyone else, which means they're even expecting more Fulanis from other African countries. Let's continue. 10, as from January 1st, 2022, which is very close, it will be illegal to allow cattle to roam across the country. Any cow not in a dedicated ranch or range will be confiscated and auctioned off. It's one thing to make a lot of promises. It's another thing to make it come to pass. But a lot of Nigerians have reacted. I could still remember when the two ex-presidents were talking about the issue of insecurity in the north. They say one of the things they notice about the Amajiris is the fact that they lack education. That once education is introduced, a lot of insecurity will be reduced drastically. But of course, Nigerians have reacted. Some of them are not seeing it in that light at all. A lot of other persons are already calling it a Fulanization agenda. We're going to take a cross section of what people are saying. Okay, um no particular order. This one here is saying, what and how do these Fulanis think? They're already telling the Hausas that they own the north. Sorry for the Hausas that are intimidated by religion and politics, allowing these foreigners to occupy their lands. Hausas, listen, the southern Nigerians are not against you. It is the Fulanis that want to use your ignorance against you. So know yourself, know because. This one here is saying, numbers 4, 9, and 10 are impossible. This is a pipe dream, as Fulani cannot be confined in an enclosed space because they are wanderers by nature. Also, the number 6, ranches should all be in the north and not in each zone. I have no problem with the north trying to improve the people. I only hope that the hopeless and the people who don't understand what is going on in the southeastern part will learn something from this, which means the North are gathering together to help their own. Some persons are already demarcating it between the Fulanis and the Hausas. But we can always go back to what this young man is saying. He said numbers 4, 9, and 10. I wonder why he said it's impossible. Go back to it and so that we don't waste much time on this. This one here is saying, Obi just said it, but Femi Adesina called him a whaler. Tiwa Danjuma raised his voice against Fulanization of the country, and the Buhari has called him an agent of destabilization. The same move was what Kanu and Igboho resisted that made the Fulani government to clamp down on them. Nigeria is a multi-ethnic society of about 300 nationalities. Why focus the attention of government and resources on only one tribe, which is even a minority? This one here said, I hope the eyes of people should open by now. All right, you have heard it all. A lot of people are still talking at the background. A whole lot of persons are still complaining. As some said, why pick a particular tribe as against others? Well, if it's all in the north and the northern governors have no problem bringing out 20% of their budget to sponsor this, okay, it's a business in as much as it does not move down. And like one person said, actually said, these guys are wanderers. Would they be able to confine themselves in a place, and would they be like the weeds that always keep spreading without looking out for the original landowners? Let's interact in our comment section. What's your take on this?